Yo, yo, welcome to Trippy Commentaries. Thanks for joining us in GTA 5 as we try to solve the Chiliad Mystery. We are going to look at a crazy new discovery found within the vineyard in this episode. I'm RJ. We do have to bring one of the original Chiliad Mystery hunters to actually talk about this. This is crazy stuff. Fearless Force, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Trippy? Glad to be on the show again. And let's get right into this, man. This is something unique, and it's going to bring a breakthrough in the mystery.
It really is, because there's a couple different aspects to talk about here. First of all, if you come to this point, right next to Fort Zancudo, you have this vineyard, and there's this drainage pipe that for some reason has a point on the top. Now, right now, it seems pretty ordinary, but if you come here a little bit later on, as we'll show off, it has a strange glow to it. And I do want to give a special shout out to everybody that joined up. We did have a live stream where we looked into this. We had the original investigation here on the channel. Definitely found some oddities. And then, after that, I spoke with Fearless. He looked into it on his console. He has it on the PlayStation 4. Of course, I'm playing here on the Xbox One. Wizzle, who originally showed it off, he's using the PC version, and it's interesting to see there's different dynamics here at work. But back to this drainage pipe, it does have a glow a little bit later on. If you continue along this path, you have to cross this long vineyard. Man, have you even explored this vineyard much, Fearless Force? There's not too many reasons to come here.
Yeah, like I said, man, the way it's positioned and set up is just a perfect example from Rockstar. Like, they're trying to hide something. Like, a good example is Sherlock Holmes says the answer is most likely what you least expect it to be. So we're here at this farm, nothing special, but you least expect to find something interesting here. And just like Sherlock Holmes says, the answer is what you least expect it to be. And we're here in an empty farm, empty, field.
Yeah, I hear you. Looks like someone took a wrong turn here in the plane, Fearless. This person really
Whoa.
doesn't... They don't really give a fuck, though. They're just chilling next to the plane crash, doing their thing. What are they, smoking a cigarette? Might be cig-a-weed here in San Andreas. But let's go ahead and continue along the path. You follow it, and eventually, and I'm interested to see if it's actually here, you'll come to this vineyard, and there's a strange vine right beyond this ridge. I did look at this a little bit later on when it seemed to spawn. I know Wizzle looked at it later on. From what you've looked at it so far, I know you've been checking it out in director mode, Fearless. Have you been able to verify that it's there 24 hours during the day?
Yeah, from what I was looking at it, it seems like it's constantly moving. I only encountered this weird action with it was like around 3 a.m. lightning and raining. It seemed to have stopped, like completely frozen. I know I showed you and stuff, but I don't know if it was a glitch or not, or maybe it has something to do with something. But from the looks of it, it's always moving. It's always dancing up there. So
Yeah, and we can verify it's definitely here all the time, as it's there. Interesting, we have a vine that moves in a very exotic way. I mean, once again, I did have a live stream where I looked at this. It's hard to really put into words. The interesting thing to point out right off the bat is that during the live stream, it pointed the same direction and seemed to have that same motion throughout. Although, when looking at it through Fearless Force's game, it was moving all over the place, including in the opposite direction. What's up with that?
yeah, I showed you. That thing was crazy. It was stretching so far. Like you see in this guy's video, you see it's moving, it's stretching, but you should have seen on mine. It was stretching like all the way to the road, like 10 feet across. It was like a giant tentacle. It was insane, yo. And I mean, it's a vine, and I noticed that it's actually pointing towards Vinewood because there's a huge chunk of the map that's actually Vinewood. And I mean, a vine is pointing to Vinewood, so I don't know if that correlates with anything, but I just wanted to mention it.
Interesting. That's definitely something to point out. Of course, you're saying it's pointing towards Vinewood. It is a vine. And I think you are right, as you can see Vinewood Hills right there in that direction. And with the original drainage point, their drainage pipe point, pointing us towards this, and that maybe pointing us towards Vinewood, definitely something worth pointing out. Also, guys, right now it is still pretty early what is it, just past noon here. So we'll have to show it to you a little bit later on, because I also noticed that it has a green glow, a little bit different than the other vines around here. The glow does seem very similar to that Chiliad Mystery green, so maybe that is something in common. Aha, you can see it is changing direction here for me as well. It is now pointing the opposite way, so even though it was pointing towards Vinewood, now it seems to have changed direction. Fearless Force and I have done so much exploring of San Andreas, and I can tell you for sure, guys, there's nothing else in the game that's anything like that. Even though it looks a little bit like some of the other vines around here, this is just a glitch like none other. Have you ever seen anything like this before, Fearless?
Never, ever, ever, dude. This is insane. Like, one thing that stands out about this, and me, can confirm that it's literally like exclusive and rare, is because it, like you said, it has a green glow on it. I'm looking at the game right now at nighttime, and the leaves have like this dim, dark green color. And I'm looking at the vine, and it's literally like a glowing green. And you know, like it's for no reason. It's for a good reason actually, because it's obviously a clue. Like it's glowing green. Like it's crazy.
I like the word you use with the tentacle, because it really is like, what the hell? It's completely just coming out of the rest of the vines on its own. It seems like it's alien. It's certainly nothing else like what's going on around here. I did in the live stream walk around, the entire vicinity, and I can confirm that there are no other vines that act like that. Of course, we can now confirm it's on all 3 consoles. And I believe you're playing on a game file right now. You chose one that's not 100%, right?
Oh no, I didn't get the chance to, but I will check it out later. I'll put it in the comments for you on your video.
Okay.
If something happens.
Yeah, because that's going to be interesting to see if you do need 100% to actually verify that it's there.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! What the heck? I'm looking at it right now, and it was moving, and it just stopped all of a sudden. Well, it's still moving, but it's not stretching out like it normally does. It just kind of like positioned itself up, and it's just like slowly wiggling. It's really strange. It's at 5 a.m. on a Wednesday when it's raining and lightning. But you should take a look at it through your phone filters. I was doing that right now, and it looks kind of interesting.
Yeah, we have to do that. We also have to change up the weather. So let's go ahead and we'll meet you guys back. We're going to come a little bit later on in the night, and we'll do a couple different things here and talk about this vine. We'll let you guys know if we think it's relevant to the Chiliad Mystery, because it could really be the biggest discovery in a while. So we're back. You can see the drainage pipe here at nighttime. Almost looks gold. Fearless, I know you were saying it looked orange in yours. So perhaps this is correlating to the "Your Path is Lit" message. I mean, we've talked about a bunch of the different messages there at the Altruist camp. What do you think about that message in particular, Fearless Force, "Your Path is Lit"?
I think it's the exact same thing here. I mean, when we come at sunset, like at the Altruist camp, we can see the Jetpack shadow. That's how we found the first X in the box. I think it relates to that. But when they say our path is lit, it obviously might relate more to the nighttime when there's no really shadows from the sun. So this is a good example of our path is lit, like literally a legit glowing clue for the mystery. That's about all I could think of, and I think it really makes sense when you put it that way.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and it's just one of those messages that it's funny how I kind of overlooked that one at first. Praise the sun, so we've been looking into the sun since the start, but that your path is lit, maybe trying to find something that is a little bit more lit at a certain time, or just seems like it's pointing it out. That's definitely something there with that drainage pipe being gold. Let's make our way up to the vine one last time here, guys. I know the live stream was in standard definition, so this is definitely a way to show it off here in high definition. Because there's another thing I wanted to mention here as well in this episode as we walk over to this thing, Fearless Force. You also have that alien Easter egg that modders can put into the game. So even though we haven't found that, that is still somehow in the game. That's something that we still might need to find. And it just reminds me a little bit of the Vine, just as far as the texture glitches are concerned. Do you have any thoughts on that alien egg?
Yeah, I do. I remember that. Oh my god. Last gen. That was something that we were looking for in last gen, yo. Like, this glowing egg. But one thing I noticed was somebody in the modder community in the this huge forum. Somebody said that they replaced the egg with a building so that they could easily find the egg if it were to just spawn it in the map somewhere. And they couldn't find it. They literally replaced the egg with the maze bank building in order to just like look around the map and say, where is this egg at? But it didn't spawn anywhere, so I think it could be triggered by maybe time, a certain day, even snowy weather. If you looked at Whistle's videos, it seems to camouflage itself in different weathers, which is kind of interesting.
It is interesting. I mean, why would Rockstar have different textures for something that's not even in the game? Perhaps that is still something that needs to be found. Definitely, something we need to look at, because for as much as people want to say there's no jetpack in the game, well, there is an egg, and we haven't found it yet. So here's the vine right around the corner. Let's go ahead and change up the weather. As we said, the egg has some different texture glitches. If you can actually mod it into your game, we'll see if this vine changes up with the weather. I know, Fearless, you said that you did notice some changes. See if we can get it to do it here on the Xbox One. Okay, sunny weather, nothing special there. Clear. Man, I want to see it extend for as long as you said. I mean, I had to see it on Fearless's video there. He showed it off, and it was extremely long. I mean, it was stretching really, really far. It was much farther than this, right, Fearless Force?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a video on it. So, like you said, you can check that out later, probably tomorrow. You did mention you were gonna put it in the description, which is awesome. So, be sure to check that out. This thing gets wild, yo. This thing stretches out like massively long, like it's insane.
Look at it now. So it's raining. Definitely seems to be reacting to the changes in the weather. Very interesting to point that out. Maybe we can get it struck by lightning. We have had reports. I don't know if you've had anybody on your channel, but we've had a bunch of people say that they've been struck by lightning in the game. Maybe that could happen here at the Vine UC.
I seen this video where this guy's car got struck by lightning. That's where I brought one of the theories where we had to get the space stalker struck by lightning. But I mean, as far as I know, it's never happened to me. But there's evidence out there that shows it. But we don't know if it's real or fake. I guess we'll find out one day, I guess.
I can see it happening. It's something that Rockstar would be able to pull off. I mean, they have plenty of explosion graphics. The lightning looks great in the game here, and it could happen pretty close. You know, it happens randomly, obviously, but sometimes it seems to happen a lot closer than others.
Yeah, I've seen it struck the floor in Sankudo, like the air base where the plane takes off. I remember I was watching one of your videos, actually, and I seen it struck right around the ground.
Yep.
And actually happened to me, too, so who knows?
Definitely. All right, let's go ahead and change up the weather. I'm interested to see what it looks like in snowy weather. Let us know what you guys think as well. I know I talked about it in the live stream. We certainly want to know what you think, if this is legitimate when it comes to the Chiliad Mystery. It's crazy looking, and it's highly unusual here in San Andreas. For as much as we've explored the game, we have never found anything like this. But is it relative to the Chiliad Mystery? Do you have any thoughts on that, UC?
I think it is. I mean, personally, there's a lot of different Easter eggs in San Andreas in this version of Grand Theft Auto 5. So I guess this could be revolved around a different Easter egg. But to me, it's just something that really stands out, and it's like really big when it comes to the mystery. So I think it could have something to do with the Mount Chiliad Mystery. But I mean, there's so much other Easter eggs. Who knows? You know, it could be even something entirely different we haven't even found out yet.
Interesting. I switched it there to extra sunny weather. It seemed to change a little bit. It's almost like Little Shop of Horrors, if you guys have ever seen that. Like, maybe you need to get it to grow. It also reminds me a little bit of something you might find from Zombies. I know you've been playing some Zombies. You see, perhaps it's, something like that, something organic.
Yeah, that new DLC that's dropping. I don't know if you guys seen the trailer. We got these live zombie infected plants with 115. I guess that's what you're talking about, but yeah, that doesn't drop until Tuesday. I'm excited for that, actually.
Yeah, drops for you on PlayStation, so definitely lucky there. Okay, so you see it is changing up directions again. we have to try out some other experiments when it comes to this thing. It's hard to know if this
You should
is
try
legit.
the black cell phones on it. Just real quick. You'll never know.
Do you have the black cell phone number handy?
Yeah, I believe so.
It's-
Let me.
It's like
I
9.
don't even remember. Maybe in another video.
Yeah, I'll try it. I'll try it another time. We'll definitely be doing that as well as a bunch of other experiments. So it's just interesting, you know, to have all these things that you keep finding. You know, you think that you've seen it all, and then all of a sudden in the vineyard you have this alien tentacle like vine that's going out of control. Really hard to make something out of it, but we do think that it's probably relative to the mystery, especially with that point that you see on that, you know, on that drainage pipe. Any last thoughts on that point? Because that's another thing that we have not seen anywhere around the map at all, Fearless Force.
One thing that was mentioned to me in the comments of one of my latest videos is that he noticed that certain mysterious places have like these edge points or like these pointy textures, and it usually ends up pointing to something mysterious or secret. So I guess that's another way to look at it too. Is just like relevant to other things on the map that have points that point to something interesting as well. So I mean, that's it for me today.
I agree. Make sure to stay tuned, of course, to the Fearless Force channel. He's going to put out some content for you guys. He actually has huge plans, so definitely watch out for that. And we definitely have to do some more collaborations. We have one in particular that we were talking about. It is going to be insane. I think it's going to be one of the best theories that we've tried yet regarding the Space Docker. I cannot wait to whip that one out. We got to try that very, very soon. Appreciate you guys joining up for the video. We have crazy discovery here, and obviously we have to let you guys know all of the details so that way you can tell us what you think about it and if it is some way to get closer to solving the Chiliad mystery. Catch you next time. Until then, as always, stay trippy, my friends.